everybody. Welcome back once again to the Retro Wrestling Review USWA podcast. I'm your host, Gene Jackson, coming to you as always from the Retro Wrestling Archive here in beautiful Gadsden, Alabama, along with producer Smokey behind the scenes, making it all happen. And of course, I can't do it without my co-hosts. First up, joining me, let's welcome, he's your favorite podcaster's favorite podcaster, Josh Briley, P3 Radio. What's up, Josh?
I'm looking for Jimmy Valiant. You know where he is? You seen him?
I last time I saw him, he was leaving with your old lady.
Flea. You know who Flea is.
Flea.
I cannot wait to get to that. I had so much fun watching the show back this week, dude. You have no idea. But I hope he finds Jimmy Valiant. I really
hope he finds Flea, because that's a love story that needed to be told somewhere that I don't know that we'll ever hear about. But here's somebody who might have some insight on where Flea is. Of course, he is the owner, founder, and president of stspod.club. And he's also currently, allegedly, Jonesboro, Arkansas's favorite resident. Spoiler alert, it's Brian Trammell. What's up, BT?
Hey, you guys, I've never dated or been around a woman who was talking about having fleas or named Flea. Now, I was voted when I first got my divorce. I was voted most likely to get VD like 3 years in a row. So, I got through. I didn't get it, but I'm doing good, guys. My wife's running around in a red dress this morning. I'm ready to go, if you know what I mean. It's my best friend, Jane.
James, best friend, Jane.
Cut. No, fuck that. My best friend, Gene, and my favorite co-host of P3 Radio, Josh. I'm getting Buck over here. I went to Jolly Roll Furniture, got a brand new recliner this week in Spaghetti Warehouse. I stopped by and ate that lasagna. I'm ready to go, guys. I'm ready to go.
Well, all right, man. I'm happy that you are fired up. Of course, you know, this drops on Wednesdays, but I think by now most people have figured out we record these on Sunday morning. So it's Mother's Day. So happy birthday to all you mothers out there, and hope it's a good one. So right now, we are going to head back to October 12th, 1991. And Dave Brown and Michael St. John are both here this week. This is one of those odd weeks where one or the other is missing. And the hook for this week's show, we're going to have dream match voting. It's like Taboo Tuesday, 20 years before WWE came up with it. So we're going to call this episode Taboo Saturday. Is a way to kind of explain what this is. So this is about convoluted as hell. Fans are asked to call in and vote for one match only. And Eddie Marlin will be compiling the results during the program. So Eddie Marlin's back there taking phone calls and writing down matches as people call in and suggest them.
Poor old Eddie Marlin in a neck brace back there, just working like hell. Like, that's a good visual.
I don't know why we couldn't have gotten somebody to help him out with this, but he's back there taking your call. He's going to write down the match, and then he's going to have to sit and count up what match got voted for the most. And you can call right now at 901-726-0596 and cast your vote. Oh, wait a minute. A is not available. So no, I think voting's closed actually. So just don't call that number. Who knows what that could be these days? Or better yet, call it and let us know who picked up. You never know. Maybe. Hello.
It might be the pony.
You might get a ride. I don't know. But today we're going to see Eric Embry and Dr. Tom Pritchard. We're going to see Superstar Bill Dundee and Nightmare Danny Davis, Jeff Jarrett and Robert Fuller, who are once again the USWA Tag Team Champions. And we failed to point out last week, someone pointed it out to me, these guys lost the tag team titles right there on TV, and you know what? They didn't split the damn team.
Yep.
That's the second time.
The reason why was because it was, remember I said it was because the mass wrestlers, they lost it to.
Well, they got to, no, they're going to have to list all these caveats before they just say that.
You remember, y'all remember when the Midnight Router won the NWA title in Florida, and he has to take off the mask to reveal who he was.
That should just mean the Outlaws have to remove the mask to be able to stay champions, though. That doesn't affect.
Well, that's true, but the other step says if it's a mass team, then they don't have to split up. I got the contract. I'll PDF and send it to you.
Now they got the belts back. I want them to come out and go, if we lose, we'll split the team unless they're wearing masks, unless they cheat, unless it's a Monday night, unless it's at the Mid-South Coliseum. And, anyway, so right out of the gate, here comes this guy wandering out. I think it was Michael St. John who says, "Is that a fan?" And this guy wanders over, and this is our first clip. Wow.
Who is this guy right here?
I don't know. Is that a fan?
I don't know. Or
wait a minute.
With one of the guys with the chains and all. I don't like the looks of it. Could we help you?
Hey, where's Jimmy Valiant at?
Jimmy's not here.
Jimmy Valiant hadn't been here for a few weeks.
No, 3-4 weeks he hadn't been here.
3 or 4 weeks he hadn't been here.
No.
Somebody lied to me.
Well, yeah.
Are you lying to me?
No. He's Jimmy.
Valiant here.
We ain't got no business.
Well, we haven't seen him.
Shut your mouth.
Must be Dog of War. He's scheduled for the first match.
Let me tell you something. I'm looking for Jimmy Valiant. Where's he at? Is he on this list here?
No,
he's not scheduled today.
He's not here. He's not even around here. He was here a few weeks ago, but he's not here now.
Don't be lying to me. Hey, let me tell you something. I know who you are, and I know who you are. You better not be lying to me. I want Jimmy Valiant, and I want him right now.
Well, he's not here, but I am curious why you're looking for him, if you don't mind telling us.
Let me tell you something. I drove 2,000 miles. Last week I drove 2,000 miles from California to Louisiana to a bike show down there. And the next thing I know, I look up and Flea's gone.
Who's Flea?
You know who Flea is.
No, I can't say I do know. Who
Flea's my girlfriend.
Okay. Well, what does this have to do?
Your mouth.
What does this have to do with that?
I don't know.
Let me tell you something. I've had enough of all the lying and crap going on around here.
Look, all right. Flea, your girlfriend is gone. You're looking for Jimmy Valiant. How do they go together?
Well,
Is she with him?
Something. What he done? Some of my buddies down there said I looked up, and Flea's gone. She gets on a bike with Jimmy Valiant, and he comes up here. I know he's here, and he's got Flea with him.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, except here's all we know. Jimmy was here 3-4 weeks ago. To the best of our knowledge, Jimmy is not here now, and
not scheduled today.
Well, and when I saw Jimmy, he didn't have a woman with him that would be probably Flea when he was here last time.
I don't. He didn't.
I saw.
Flea, you'd know Flea if you seen her. She's my only. See, they seen her. Y'all lying.
I didn't see.
No, we're not lying. We didn't see her. That's all we can tell you. All we can tell you is what we know, and that's all we know. And as far as we know, Jimmy is not here. I'm sorry. I wish we could help you more, but he's not.
We have no reason to lie to you.
Shut your mouth. This is the punk I got to beat up today, right?
Well, that's Chris Frazier, who's your opponent today. That's correct.
You get Jimmy Valiant on the telephone. You tell him to get down here now before the show's over. I want Jimmy Valiant here. And tell him he better bring Flea with him.
Well,
because I've chased him for the last 2 weeks, and I am plumb sick and tired of chasing the guy. And I know he's here. You know he's here, and you know he's here. And she's with him. You get him back. You get him down here.
I'm reluctant to disagree with him. He's big. I don't either. Dogs. It says Dogs of War on the back of his.
He's from California, obviously.
California. Dog of War. Heard that he was here and assumes that he's still here, but it's not the case. Dog of War. The instructions being given by referee Kevin Christian right now. Here we go. Dog of War against Chris Frazier, and boy, Dog of War. Not happy at all. He may take it out on Frazier. Look at that. Reverse neck breaker. Mike?
I'm afraid you're right, Dave. I'll tell you, that may have been the strangest encounter I've ever had in wrestling. I didn't know where that was going.
No, as big as this guy is,
was here, and then he left. But
I didn't either.
I don't think there was any woman with him.
Count of two. Thought he may have had it.
Sort of slammed him down, sort of a scoop slam, and Dog of War going up those ropes now. Whoa! Look at that leg drop. No funny business about this guy.
No.
1, 2, 3. That's it. Dog of War. I won't say it was an impressive victory, but an intense victory without a doubt.
All right, guys, I got the results right here, and the winner for the Academy Award of Best Acting in a Saturday morning live wrestling show, Dog of War for Where Is Flea. All right. Boy, what acting skills by all involved right there. He managed to dumb down Dave and Michael St. John. They're just like, you know who Flea is. Everybody knows who Flea. They know who Flea is. Like, why the fuck would anybody? What are you talking about, dude? Like,
somebody's lying.
Somebody's lying. 2,000 miles. I love that somebody sat him down and laid out this convoluted story. All right, you rode 2,000 miles from California to Louisiana for a bike show. When you got ready to leave, you couldn't find Flea, and somebody told you that Flea got on the back of a motorcycle with Jimmy Valiant and took off. What the? What are your thoughts on this epic acting job here?
I mean, again, we've talked about it before. They try to do these things where it relates to like real life people. And, I get it. There's people really like that out there, but there's not a lot of them, I don't think. So I don't know. Yeah. It just it was really weird, almost like Tim and Eric-ish. Like with the long, awkward pause, the stares, the repeating of things. And at one point, he was looking for Johnny Valiant. He started. Then he said Jimmy Valiant.
And then Gary Valiant. No, I'm just kidding.
Nobody's looking for Gary Valiant. Well, the law might be like one of those Billy Travis situations.
Well, yeah. I mean, I know what they're trying to do, but I mean, even at 9 years old, dude, I seen this guy get his ass beat weekly on ESPN on the Dallas end of it. So I don't know. I wasn't convinced that he was a tough guy because the previous,
I was not familiar with him, so he was brand new to me, even in 1990. Brand new now to me. The Observer said his shoot name was Buster Fowler. For some reason, I think he should have came out as Buster Fowler, the Dog of War. I mean, what a name. And the reason this is not cool and is not truthful is he didn't call her his old lady, did he?
There you go.
So he's not a biker because every biker is going to say old lady. So
you know how they are. You know how they are.
The leg drop was pretty awesome, and Frazier got his ass whipped. So I like that part of it.
Yeah, that's very true. There's nothing authentic about a so-called biker that doesn't refer to his old lady.
Yeah.
I just love he's like, y'all know who Flea is. Like, on what planet? Why would they know who this is? Like, why would Dave Brown know who somebody named Flea was? Maybe Michael St. John. He's from Alabama. There's no telling. But so, yeah, that's how we start the show. And then, we remind everybody to call in for this dream match. So, okay, let's take ourselves back in time to 1991, guys. We're watching this show live on Saturday morning. If you pick up the phone right now, Josh, in 1991, what match in USWA are you voting for in the dream match voting?
I mean, it's probably going to have to be like maybe Lawler and maybe like Eddie Gilbert teamed up versus Embry and Pritchard. That would be good.
BT, what you got?
I kind of agree. I mean, we just had Lawler and Gilbert here, and that would be kind of the match I would want to see a rematch of and put it on television. Just Lawler against Gilbert or another Lawler. I thought when they said this, I was like, Embry came out. I didn't know the ending, so I said maybe they're going to do Embry against Lawler again kind of thing. But, I didn't see what was coming, just put it that way.
I would vote to see a Southern heavyweight title match with Eric Embry defending against Freezer Thompson. Since he's been such a standout lately, he's obviously on his way up the ladder. So let's just go on and get him that title shot we know is coming.
And we all know he don't like Eric Embry too much.
No, he's just going to stay over here. I'm going to stay. I don't like that, Eric Embry. I'm going to stay over here. I hope that the impression wasn't offensive to anybody. It wasn't meant to be, but
anyway,
because it wasn't more blatant. You like your racism to be pretty direct. No questions there.
That's right. I'm not a real racist. I just play one on this podcast, folks. That's it.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
It's his character. Just like other things he does on the weekends, it doesn't count.
That's right.
So next up, we see the closing moments of the championship title unification. Jerry Lawler and alleged global champion Gilbert. Now, last week, BT explained to us how this finish went down, and it was actually Billy Joe comes in and cracks Lawler's guitar, but Eddie wins the match, and then they end up reversing the decision, right? Isn't that how that went? Or like it went back to DQ after the fact? Because
they did. I don't think they reversed it. I actually deleted that, but I think he DQ'd him because they saw so it was no contest or something. So
because Billy came out from under the ring.
Yeah, they just did that so there was a title didn't change hands.
But here we don't show Gilbert pinning Lawler. We just show.
Wonder why.
We show Billy Travis hit him with the guitar, and then we go on past it. So we have Frank Morrell was involved in all that as well. So this brings out Eric Embry, Dr. Tom Pritchard, and Tojo Yamamoto, who I had mistakenly assumed last week that he might be gone and replaced by Eric's driver Tony, but no, Eric's driver Tony is in addition to Tojo Yamamoto. They go out and try to stir the pot by telling Dave Brown and Michael St. John to stop lying to Dog of War. Y'all know Jimmy Valiant was here last week, the week before that, and the week before that. Y'all know that he had Flea with him, and he was mistreating her and said it looked like she was losing weight, and he wasn't feeding her right. Which I don't know why that just got all over me. Like, I thought that was hilarious for them to go out there and say that. Of course, Eric Embry says that his dream match would be to wrestle Jerry Lawler for the unified world title. Says he pinned Lawler here last week, so he should already be the world champion. And Dave reminded him that he only pinned Lawler after Billy Joe Travis hit Lawler with the guitar. And then we take a look back at what happened last week here on TV. I didn't clip this promo because we've seen so many Embry promos lately, but it was a fun one. Like if we had to just watch like a ton of Embry last week when he was out here like in almost every segment, I would have clipped it, but I really did. I really did get a chuckle out of the whole stop lying to the Dog of War.
Oh yeah, Eric Embry and Pritchard, they are funny as hell. Like I always got that drift from them watching them as a kid, but I mean, like knowing how they are, you've heard stories and stuff. They really are being funny out there.
Yeah.
And even with whenever they said Eric Embry said I pinned him 1, 2, 3 out here on TV, that got all over Dave Brown. It was like he had insulted the Pope or something. He was like, "Hey, we've got the footage. You cheated, Billy Joe Travis." Like he was hot that he had said that. But I mean, I guess you have to assume that Dave is mirroring the reaction of the fans. And how I like to give him that much credit that he's just trying to elicit that response from somebody. But it seemed pretty damn genuine. He seemed pretty hot about the fact that Eric Embry's saying he pinned Lawler should be the world champion. So I don't know. I think it might have just struck a nerve with him or something. But and they get run off. Michael St. John runs them off. I've got the footage right here if you want. We ain't gonna look at nothing. We're leaving. And they both walk off.
Like, who knew all these months? All it would have took was threatening to show footage, and these guys head for the heels, But I don't know. When you were talking about them being funny, it reminded me of the first thing I thought of, and I've watched this clip I don't know how many times of when they're out there going, "Cousin Harold, y'all gonna bring Cousin Harold down here?" Pritchard especially was very animated in that one. That was one of the first times I saw like, oh God, he's actually got some personality out there that's not Roddy Piper.
Right.
So, BT, do you have anything to say about that promo before we move past it?
I mean, I like these two guys together. I mean, it's just entertaining to me. And then Tojo standing behind the desk, I was like, what the fuck? It's so weird. It's like he's back there hiding like he's going to Pearl Harbor somebody. Can I still say that? Can I still say that?
I think you can say that at all. But,
shit.
But yeah, he's done that a couple of weeks where he's back there just waving the shit out of that Texas flag back there for all it's worth.
But no cowboy hat for the second time in a row. He's got the leather cab driver hat.
Yeah, I mean, leave that to Eric's driver Tony to wear the leather hat. And yeah, man, I mean, every time Tojo comes to that curtain with a cowboy hat and a Texas flag, I mean, made me smile. So yeah, him out there without the cowboy hat is very disappointing. So hopefully it returns sooner rather than later. And so next up, we have a debut. We got a new face here in the USWA, a gentleman by the name of Doug Masters, who's come all the way from Portland, Oregon. And so let's see just a little bit of Doug Masters against TD Steele. And I'm interested to see if there's a particular moment in this match that stood out to y'all like it stood out to me. Poor TD Steele.
USWA wrestling here today. It looks like he brought his hairbrush with him. Doug Masters climbs into the ring right now. Oh, wow,
Is that a robe or a Christmas tree?
I don't know. Well, it left some of the icicles. It looks like those icicles hanging on the rope there. So that's quite an impressive robe of the world right here. He's going against TD Steele here today, and so far equipping himself rather well.
Oh, what a beautiful snap suplex. Put Steele down. 1, 2, and no. Count of 2. TD Steele up from underneath.
I thought he had him there, but TD Steele still alive. 2 count is all he got.
Doug Masters misses with the elbow. Misses again. Steele off the rope. Gonna, whoa. Ooh. TD Steele, he could have injured his neck very, very badly on that ring apron as he came flying out from between the ropes. And down he goes, and he is down and hurt.
Yeah, Masters was set there, but they were right at the ropes, and the momentum, Masters just rolled him right into the ropes, down on the apron into the floor. Now TD, he can't be in very good shape after that.
Kevin, the back of the skull of TD Steele hit the edge of the apron as he came through. And I think he's out on his feet. Actually, he's being pinned right now. Doug Masters going to get the victory. But TD Steele took a heck of a knock coming out of the ring.
Yeah, he did. Doug Masters, he took advantage of it. He saw that the opponent was hurt.
Now, initially, I felt bad for Doug Masters because here he is. He's brand new. He's making his debut. Both announcers are just roasting his ass about his damn robe looking like icicles on a Christmas tree. I was like, damn, don't kill his heat before we get started. But then he goes and nearly kills TD Steele and then pulls him back up in the ring, slams him, drops an elbow across his head and neck. And I'm worrying if before this happened, like a TD Steele paralyzed, like what the hell? And then he just pulls him in there. But this right here.
Fuck.
That is rough. Like they couldn't even. Michael St. John and Dave couldn't even muster words. Just a weird noise. Like, what do you think happened there exactly?
I mean, you could. I watched it in slow mo. You know, YouTube Premium's got that playback speed where you can.
Look at him using his clap.
I got a flex, man.
He's got a flex on us.
They increased the goddamn price $5 this last payment cycle. I'm gonna flex that shit.
Hey, you could do it the way Kenny Bolin does. You can get 5 people to contribute and give them 5 people. Wait, should I say that?
No, I just got all. You know, that's another story.
All right, my bad.
Either way, yeah, I know TD, he started doing that crouching shit where he was trying to hunker down, you know, and by the time he hit the second set of ropes to come and actually do the move, he was hitting the rope like Rey Mysterio. He was hitting the middle rope, and the fucking top rope hit him on the head, so he was already crunching down too hard. And I guess whenever he jumps, he's jumping to match fucking Doug Masters or whatever his name is height, because he was already ducked down to, do the suplex or whatever he was going to do. And it was like he catches him low, and you hear like people like Dusty, don't do shit you don't know how to do, like, or whenever it's a mistake, don't follow through with it. He could have fucking killed him, and he should have just caught him and fucking tater sacked him, like, just caught him and held him, not fucking threw him out of the goddamn ring. That was horrible.
I agree. I've never seen anything like this happen. I don't know if I've ever seen anyone fall on their neck on the hardest part of the ring, but just a suplex or whatever that was. Yeah, that was kind of scary. I put, oh my God, TD died. Then he picked him up.
That's what killed me. Like, take the count out, dude. Like, this guy might be paralyzed, but I got the impression it looked like Masters was going for like a hot shot, like Gilbert's move, but
maybe
TD was going for a sunset flip or something. Is why he got so low. Like, one more.
That
I don't
might
know.
have been right. Yeah.
I don't know, but if TD would have landed a little closer to the apron, because like his head grazed it, but he didn't land directly on it. But it's a miracle he was okay. But man, to snatch him up, pull him back in the ring, slam him, and then drop an elbow across his head and neck, that shit wouldn't fly these days. I mean,
it was.
Kevin Christian would put his rubber gloves on, and
I was laughing because he picked him up. Like, I would have never done it. But I then started thinking, one of my tag team guys one night got hit with a door. Now, this wasn't a hollow door. This was solid door. And I said, I had him outside the ring to check on him. I said, you okay? And he said, I can't see. He got hit so hard. You know what I did? I picked him up and threw him in the ring. We got to get this match over with, damn it. He said, I couldn't see for like 2 minutes, and you just threw me in. I said, no, we had to finish the match. So.
Well, neither could Jake the Snake at WrestleMania 8, but they got through it. So
yeah.
So besides this Botchamania highlight, which, I mean, we could send that in and probably get it on there now, even though it's from 91. What was y'all's impression of Doug Masters here from the brushing his hair in his icicle robe to getting the win against TD Steel? Are we excited to have another bleach blonde dude in Memphis?
No, because, again, another one of them Portland, Oregon dudes. Fuller must have made an impression out there, because there are so many people coming from that, and will continue to come from that area. This ain't just the peak right now, but and that outfit, god awful. It's like a mixture of something the Macho Man would wear in the 70s to like. I don't know what he was going for, like, because it was wacky colors and shit, but he had the armbands on, the droopy knee pads. I hate motherfuckers with droopy knee pads.
I hate those, but he was keeping those scuffs off his boots, y'all. That's what he was doing.
Well, that's that was my impression too. I was like, oh god, none of these Portland guys, like.
See, I didn't have a problem because I watched Portland all the time, so I knew who Doug Masters was when he walked through the door. So it's kind of like, you
should have been like, "Fuck, Doug Masters is here. This is gonna suck." I later saw some of Portland, and I was like, "Oh, I'd have been a lot more bummed out when he showed up if I had seen this prior." So coming up next, we're gonna have what I'm sure is going to be BT's absolute favorite segment of this entire show. So let's check out a little bit of.
Oh my God, you're gonna fucking play it? Oh,
the King marking out.
The guitar case and is that the program from the All-Star softball game there? Yes, indeed.
You're spoiling my surprise.
Okay, I'm sorry. We've got some videotape too, so let's just let you talk about the whole situation.
Well, before we get to the videotape, this is just a little short thing that I wanted to bring out here and show to the fans. I talked for a couple of weeks about the fact that I was invited to be involved in a celebrity softball match softball game up in Nashville, Tennessee, and it involved not only all the big names in country music, but there were some ex-baseball stars there. I forgot. Gosh, I got to go back while this video's going. I want to go back and get because I got some great autographs. I got a Cleveland Indians tank top that I got Gaylord Perry to autograph, and just, I mean, it was really exciting for me. But okay, that's like a team photo there. Look, there's George Jones. See him down there, and well, I'll introduce him as we go along here. But there I am. Hey, give the old thumbs up there. Here comes a little introduction here.
Nice hand for the king.
A little nice hand there. You know, I brought along the belt there. Maybe put the belt stake in the game. It's a good thing I didn't though, because my team didn't exactly win, as you're going to see here in a minute. But anyway, Garth Brooks,
superstar. Yeah.
He's bragging. They beat the king. His team did win. I don't too many girls. Look, there's George Jones, old possum there. Now, here coming up here is one of my all-time heroes. The guy used to play for the Cleveland Indians up there. I used to go see the guy. Gaylord Perry. There he is. Hero there, okay. And just, you know, they're all those, see, there's the guy, what's his name, Nashville Network?
Charlie Chase, huh?
Charlie Chase was there. Reba McEntire, a little bit, you'll see, she sang the national anthem, did real good. That's Paulette Carlson from Highway 101. Look, Phil Necro, greatest knuckleball pitcher of all time. Let's see, who else we got here? One guy. Look, this guy thought I was going to body slam him. That's Clint Black. And a lot of these guys were real good ball players. We had the game, Reba singing the national anthem. For some reason, Garth Brooks just kind of hugged on me all night. I don't know what the deal was, but anyway, no, I'm just kidding. But all of these stars were there, and then after the ball game, they put on a little bit of concert. And here's just a second or two of some of the people you hear sing this. Travis Tritt has one of the biggest hits in the country going right now.
Oh, that's
the quarter call.
He's got another called Always now, too.
Yeah, that's Trisha Yearwood was there. She's the first person to ever have their first song that they ever released go to #1. And that was just She's a Loving Boy. That was a really big hit there. Then this next guy was this next guy was just not even advertised to be there. He just showed up and did a really great job. And I was really excited to see him because he was one of my all-time heroes. Remember from the Eagles, Glenn Frey?
Indeed, yeah.
He's there. Did a real good job. Everybody, I mean, what was so neat about it, these guys, all they sang their songs, and it was just like, I mean, they just walked onto the back of a flatbed truck out there at second base, and they sounded great. Garth Brooks, Friends in Low Places.
Yes, indeed.
The last one to know, the last one to show, I was the last one you thought you'd see there. I saw the surprise and the fear in his eyes when I took his glass of champagne. I toasted you and said, honey, we may be through, but you'll never hear me complain.
Okay. It was really great. Anyway, that's enough. But
that's terrific. Thank you for bringing that.
Thank you. Now, what was exciting about that was it really brought something to mind. You know, I have probably in my career signed, 10,000 autographs myself, and you don't really, you get to where it just sort of is a second nature thing to sign the autograph, and you don't really think about the significance of it or anything. Sometimes it even gets annoying if you're sitting down at dinner, somebody comes over and asks for an autograph. But it really made me think it really made me stop and realize how important these are, because there all of a sudden at that game I was a big fan, and I was walking around and seeing George Jones and Conway Twitty and Garth Brooks and all these guys. And I was walking around getting autographs, and it was really a lot of fun. And I did two things, and I want to show you this very special. There've been a lot of guitars running around wrestling lately, but this is a very special one that I want to show everybody here.
Oh, wow!
Yeah, I'll show you in just a second. But anyway, I've won a lot of titles and trophies and things over the year, but I don't really display them at my house. I got one thing really actually that I really display at my home. One main trophy, and it's when they retired the old Southern Heavyweight Championship, and I've got that up on my mantle. It's like, because it reminds me of my whole career. Every time I look at it, I think of Sam Bass and Jim White and guys like the Sheik and Dick the Bruiser and all these guys that I've beaten. And you know, it really means a lot to me. And because like Sam and Jim, those guys were heroes to me. Well, so are these guys that I met up there. And I just want to show you this. I took this around and got this signed, and this is just, you know, just take a look at it.
That's terrific.
It really is neat. And it says, look at this. Jerry, God bless you. Garth Brooks. Here, look, to the King. No Show. George Jones. Travis Tritt. Trisha Yearwood. Mark Chestnut. Conway Twitty. And Conway Twitty did a great thing for me, too, there. He made a phone call to a friend of mine down here in Memphis, Faye Peel, and just who is a little bit under the weather, and I took my phone, he called her. Anyway, all of these people, Reba McEntire, Clint Black, they all signed this, and it's really, you know, this is going to be like a real treasure to me.
I love that Lawler has made an angle out of this so he had an excuse to go mark out and then show all the footage. All the footage on the TV show. I know BT enjoyed this. What are your thoughts on this, BT?
Gene, I fast forward this shit when I was watching the show, and then I want to thank you for showing me every bit of it. I think I hate Reba McEntire. So damn
what the hell have you got against Reba McEntire?
Damn fundraiser horse shit. That's what I wrote in my notes. So don't
That's
like Reba.
Matador's sister, Bobby Heenan.
I got heat with Reba from when she lived in my neighborhood down there by my mama's house. So there you go.
Was your mama fancy? Was that song about her? I knew you fast forwarded through this. That's why I was going to play every
asshole. I just want everybody to know
you got
to
left through half of it. See, people don't know. Every time we go to a video, BT leaves. So he saw a lot more than he wanted to, though. He saw over half of it. I
saw Reba. That's more than I wanted to. So.
Yeah, Reba McEntire. That's El Matador's sister. Bobby Heenan told us that.
Oh.
Bobby Heenan wouldn't lie to us. But yeah, he got everybody. I love that Dave pulled a BT at the beginning of it. He's like, "Hey, is that the signed program?" He goes, "Hey, fuck off, Dave! You're blowing my gimmick out here," you know. And I was like, he got spoiler alert by like BT.
The only thing I could say positive was it did set up the fucking angle. So I do like that part of it, and love what they did with, as we'll talk about the angle. I love the angle. So it set that up, but I just hate these pieces bad.
So now that we saw the important part, now he has to do the dumb old wrestling part. So check this out.
But now, okay, we got that away. I don't want to talk real quickly about dream matches before I go up into the ring here. They're talking about, Eric Embry says something about his dream match would be a match with me. Well, let me tell you something, Eric Embry. Every time I close my eyes and if a picture of you comes in my head, it's not a dream, it's a nightmare. So you having a match with me with my belt at stake and nothing at stake for you, that does me absolutely no good at all. So that is not my dream match. I'll tell you what I want to do in order right now. The match that I would love to have right off the bat, so if anybody's calling, I'd appreciate this, is this little low-life punk that you saw on the video, Billy Travis, who has been out here more than once busting guitars over my head. He did it last week. He let Eric Embry get a win over me on television by hitting me over the head with a guitar. Then last Monday night at Memphis, Tennessee, I had a chance to unify the titles against Eddie Gilbert, and what happens? Out comes Billy Travis again, busts another guitar. So everybody that's out there making these phone calls right now, if I can plead with you, if I can beg you, my dream match would be that little runt, Billy Travis. I'd like to get his name on the line and have a match with Billy Travis, take care of him. Then Eric Embry will come after that. So I'm asking for a favor out there, all right? Right now I'm going to go in here and take care of the...
Bull Payne.
Bull Payne. Mutt and Jeff, they look like up there. I don't know. You know, Travis is this way.
Hey, get out of here, Travis. We've got a match going on. Keep your hands off of that. Billy.
Hold on. Wait a minute, Billy.
Billy.
Tune this guitar a little bit. Hey, Kingfish, this thing's out of tune a little bit. Hey, Garth Brooks, it's out of tune. Hey, do you mind if I tune this thing? I'm a professional.
Yeah, we would like you to just put it down and lift.
I just tuned it. You know, all these stars on this. Well, Kingfish, you didn't bring me one. So, what I'm going to do, since you didn't bring me a program of all these superstars. Hey, King. Hey, get out of here, Michael State. Look at here, look at here. Tearing it up, Dave. What do you think about this? Oh,
I can't even tell you what I think about that.
Billy Joe Travis. What a travesty. Look at this.
Oh, my goodness. Lawler standing there with the pieces of the guitar.
Now, Billy Travis, you're a big, big man. You come out here and you tear up something that means a great deal to me and something that could have meant a great deal to some of these fans out here, and you think that makes you real tough, right? Well, what would make you real tough, Billy Travis, if you had the guts? What would make you tough is if you had the guts to come out here right now and try to do this to me. Will you do that, Billy Travis? Will you come out here right now? Do you have the guts to get your rear end out here right now? Come here, Ernie. I wanted my whole ball bag, Ernie. Never mind, this will do fine. This will do okay because this is what I wanted out of it. Now, Billy Travis, you see this? You know what this is? No, you probably don't, see, because the only thing athletic about you, Billy Travis, are your stinking feet. You don't know anything about athletics and competition and trying to win anything. All you know about is cheating.
Where'd you go, boy?
Billy Travis, are we on right now? Can Billy Travis?
There's a portable mic. We can hear it.
This car right here? That's all my cable coat?
That's it. That's it.
You sure this is not his car right here? This is his car right here. Hey, Billy!
Oh, my goodness.
Is that your car, Billy Travis? Are you going to come out here? Am I going to have to show you how crazy you made me, boy? You want some more of this right here, Billy? Hey, Billy Travis! Where are you, Billy Travis? Do you want this to keep on happening, boy? Come on! Is he coming, Coach?
I seen him.
I don't see him either. 4, 3, 2, 1. Make the tape out. Get anybody right now. I'll sue him. I'll sue him.
You better get out there and put your name on the contract, is what I would say.
I'll sue him right now. I'm going to sue this promotion. I'm going to sue you too, Lawler. Idiot, Lawler. Yeah. You
Several times. Everybody heard it. He said he was fine.
He's got a weapon, too. Can you represent the person in the wrestler?
Now, you can't tell me you don't feel bad for Jerry Lawler, BT, after seeing his precious guitar get destroyed.
I do. I was crying, and I felt bad. All I could think about is Sam in those chaps, though, for the first few minutes. I like this angle. I don't know if it's the right thing to do for Jerry Lawler going out with a baseball bat, which I think is hilarious. So if somebody destroyed my guitar, I would probably shoot them or, something. And Travis actually yells, "I'm going to shoot your brains out," to Lawler. But the baseball bat thing is just, it's Memphis. This angle is Memphis wrestling, guys. If you're watching this for the first time and you go, what was Memphis wrestling about? Well, let's start with the destroying the guitar all the way to Billy Travis yelling, "I'm going to shoot your brains out." That's Memphis wrestling, folks. And that's why I've always loved it, I guess.
Josh?
I turned into BT watching this back initially. Like whenever he brought out the program and shit and started talking about the softball game for the 3rd week in a row, I felt like we was on a loop of, we're going to split the team. Going to split the team up. Hey, we're going to split this team up. And I almost heard you in my head, BT. Goddamn softball. I wish that motherfucker would have burnt down while they were all there. Like, I was like Jerry the Mark Lawler. Like I was, God damn, he is so proud of this game. And we had to watch 5 minutes of footage. And like this angle took 15 minutes? I love this shit.
Yeah.
it fucked me up at first. It took me down. You know, I was like, fuck with this goddamn softball. I love softball, but goddamn, 3 weeks in a row bragging about it. And then he starts showcasing the autographs, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. I wish it was me, but fuck with this son of a bitch. Had to use up TV time with it. And then when Billy Travis came out, I was like, I get it. Oh, this is good. And it brought me all the way back up, dude. I love this shit. The one that makes me feel all these range of emotions, gets me into it. That's like BT said, this is what Memphis wrestling's all about.
Yeah, I started out saying horse shit, Reba McEntire. I see Sam and them chaps, and I'm excited. Then I see Billy Travis destroy the guitar and program, and I typed love this. And then my mind is going, they had all the, even knowing that probably Lawler took that guitar, the real guitar, and looked at the autographs and just kind of signed them kind of what they were, because him being an artist. But my first thing in my mind was, oh my God, he destroyed that guitar with all those names on it. And I'm thinking, good. And then he says he's going to shoot his brains out. So, yeah, for a few minutes, that up and down, up and down. And then after it was all over, I was like, Memphis wrestling. Oh, I got you. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, yes.
It's funny because it's like, you know, you can justify the angle. You can justify Lawler spending all that time for the last 3 weeks for the payoff with Billy Travis. But the truth of the matter is, the Billy Travis part was just to give him a reason to brag about this game and show him meeting all these people and play that long ass video. I was surprised he didn't cut one part of it out, because like the guy he called his hero, Gaylord Perry, like completely blows him off to shake George Jones's hand and doesn't acknowledge he's even there. I was like, dude, I'd have clipped that. You're like an asshole there, but whatever.
Who's this fucker?
You know, I even forgot to mention, but I forgot to mention, like when he goes out to the car and he's trying to figure out if it's Billy Travis's car or not. Is that one with the Texas? I love that little detail that it really had a Texas plate on it. That added so much more realism to me. Like back then and even now, you know, it's, oh man, I love that shit. Just the little seasoning to make it even better.
And he used a softball bat to do it, which just further ties it all together there.
Yeah. They made sure it's a softball bat. Yeah.
Now, when I watched this during the week, there was another aspect of this I didn't think about until Friday night. Rob and Chad Anderson did a live stream where they were talking about the angle with Bill Dundee, Dutch Mantell against Lawler, Lawler and Dutch Mantell against Dundee and Buddy Landell. And he had Randy Hales on there answering some questions he had about it. And in the process of that, it came up that in '85, whenever Lawler was trying to, you know, Lawler had ran Dundee out of town, and then Dundee had come back, and he was trying to get Dundee in another Loser Leaves Town match. And Dundee wouldn't sign Loser Leaves Town. He goes out in the parking lot with a baseball bat and starts threatening Dundee's cars and starts knocking windows out of it. And that's how Dundee signs the Loser Leave Town match. So this was actually a rehash of an angle that had been done in '85. And I'd totally forgotten about that. So, of course, this angle was rehashed again when Jim Cornette knocked promoter Terry Landell's windows out of his car, but I don't think that was an angle. I think that was a real incident that nearly got Cornette.
Didn't Rude do this? That's something I always remember. Rude did this before all that too, right?
Yeah. It was a go-to. It was a staple of Memphis wrestling. And again, that's one of those relatable things. I don't know if people have this happen to them every day, but they certainly can feel that, oh man, that motherfucker was busting my windows out. I signed whatever I had to get that to stop. So, what an angle. And we're hoping that everybody's going to call in and vote for Billy Travis versus Jerry Lawler Monday night. Although I got a feeling it doesn't matter either way. But I would be mad if I was Eddie Marlin fielding all these calls back there, and I go like, we're just doing whatever matches we want to, dude. We're not really. You didn't have to write all that shit down. We don't care. Damn it. So next up, we got the new champions, Jeff Jarrett and Robert Fuller, come out. And that's all the clips for this show. We spent so much time on the Lawler clips. I figured we wouldn't hit you with any more. We see some clips from last week's match, which was billed the Eddie Marlin's revenge match with Jarrett and Fuller against Embry and Pritchard. The match ended in a no contest, of course, because, matches don't settle anything in Memphis most of the time. And so they come out with the tag team titles, and Jeff says he was voting for a dream match. He would vote for Lawler versus Travis. But the match that he and Fuller want is a rematch with Eric Embry and Dr. Tom Pritchard. And so we're going to be going that direction, it appears, with Fuller and Jarrett taking on Embry and Pritchard, which means we get Jarrett and Fuller scheduled for a match against the Texas Outlaws. And almost immediately, Embry and Pritchard attack. They're out there with handcuffs. We handcuff Jarrett and Fuller to the ropes. It's 4-on-2 with Embry, Pritchard, and the Texas Outlaws out there. Tojo's in the middle of it. And then Superstar Bill Dundee and Nightmare Danny Davis make the save because, they made peace last week and they're back.
That's right.
Cool again. Surprised they hadn't whipped out the old American Eagles outfits yet, but sure.
What? That was them? Oh, man. You spoiled it for me.
Purely speculation. I'm just guessing based on hype. But
all right.
Could have been Tony Williams. We don't know. Lawler comes out, makes a save as well. He's got the baseball or the softball bat, I guess we should designate there. So what did you guys think of this whole big segment here with Fuller and Jarrett and Embry and Pritchard and everybody getting involved? Outlaws, Lawler, Dundee, Danny Davis.
This one, I don't know, for whatever reason, I wasn't as excited as it was happening. Usually they build up to these big melees like pretty good. And the only thing that popped me was seeing Eddie Marlin out there in the neck brace and Eric Embry beating him up. Like, I thought that was hilarious. Yeah. But then more people started coming out. It was like, good Lord. Uncle Danny and Bill Dundee were bleeding, like, just randomly, because they're not the main focus of this I love Uncle Danny and Bill, but they are not the main ingredients in this whole.
They just bladed for no reason.
Yeah, it's just like these two guys they're halfway plugged into this, bleeding and shit, like on free TV. And then it just, how did it end? I think I kind of just disconnected. Did they just pan out?
Lawler with the softball bat cleared the ring.
That's okay. Okay, I'm with you now. But yeah, I laughed at the Eddie Marlin and Eric Embry stuff, but I was like, good Lord.
I actually loved this. It was crazy. It was the heels getting heat. I laughed when Lawler did the softball bat because there's so many guys out there, and just that bad. I mean, you could jump, somebody from behind, somebody in front, and get him.
Yeah.
And they said Dundee and Davis are bleeding, and I was like, Josh, what the fuck? Why did you have to bleed? I thought I was watching AEW and it was John Moxley. He comes out and he bleeds, but I was cracked up. You didn't mention they showed clips, and I'm going to say this with Embry and Pritchard. You might have mentioned it. I might have went to sleep. Who knows? Embry and Pritchard against Fuller and Jarrett from Mid-South Coliseum. That was a crazy match, but here's what I took away from it. Jarrett had the best DDT he had ever done.
Oh, I missed that.
Y'all will have to go back and see it. It's not great, but it's the best one that we've seen so far from him. I was like, oh my God, he did a DDT right. But yeah, I liked all this stuff. I love the stuff beating up Eddie Marlin. I just absolutely love that. So
I'll have to clip that DDT and send it to Richard and put from BT. He wanted you to see he did pull off one good one in his lifetime. So
his toe got hung up on the
accidentally. Yeah.
My toe.
DDT. So I don't know. I watched this kind of late in the evening when I think I was like dozing off in and out. I think I missed little pieces of some of this, but I know next up we actually had a tag team match on TV with Embry and Pritchard against Dundee and Danny Davis, but
the bleeding
of course,
Dundee and Davis.
Yeah, the already bleeding Dundee and Davis. And the match goes right into a brawl, and then, all hell breaks loose. Driver Tony gets involved. And Eddie Marlin comes out to confront Eric's driver Tony. They always make sure to say that whole thing. Eric's driver Tony, and Embry goes after Eddie Marlin from behind, goes after the neck brace. He rips the neck brace off, starts stomping on Eddie Marlin, and so Jarrett and Fuller come out and make the save. And now we've got another wild, just full-on studio brawl all over the place.
I'll be damned. I'll be damned. I thought the first one was where Eddie Marlin got assaulted.
No, he got assaulted. They got assaulted both of them, but I know he got assaulted in the second one.
Well, that's how disconnected I was. I didn't know that there were two brawls.
That's my problem with having that happen twice, is it all just runs together. It's just a big blur. Because that's kind of why I just stopped clipping shit. Because I'm like, all right, so after this Lawler stuff, it's just brawl, match, immediately run in, brawl. And sometimes that's effective. And maybe for a lot of people this was, but for me, it's just like, okay. How am I supposed to decipher who I want to call and vote for out of all this?
It was good for the first part, like when they handcuff them and everything. I thought that was really good. I love that when they handcuff the baby faces and beat the fuck out of them. It's something about the handcuffs, probably. Yeah, it probably is. But yeah, I love that shit. But to me, it made it real hokey when Lawler came out with the softball bat. It's like, there's 6 people. Was there 6?
Yeah.
There's 6 people in here. I mean, me and Josh and Gene probably could have took the king with and he just has a softball bat and that's it. Come on, guys. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, somebody might have took one good shot, but if we rush him,
yeah.
We let Josh take one good shot. He's younger than us, BT. He can absorb one good blow from the bat. We take Lawler down and we put the boots to him. And
I'll lead in with my back.
There you go. Those guys always feed for the chair where they're bent over with their arms like this.
Yeah.
You can tell they're set for a chair shot to the back. They look at the chair and go, "Oh, fuck no, not the head." And they just turn around and give them their back. Like, there you go. Meanwhile, me and BT are tackling him. So that's the show there. We're going to take a look at the card here in a moment where we landed on all these dream matches. But first, we got to take our podcast commercial break. And when we come back, we'll see who everybody called in and voted for.
Jackson, Tennessee, get ready to kick your summer off with a laugh as Highland Avenue Comedy brings the funny to Hub City Brewing Company June 6th at 8 p.m. Get ready for a night of nonstop laughs with some of the best comedians around. Whether you're out with friends or planning the perfect date night, you don't want to miss this show. Tickets are only $10, and you can get yours now at HubCityEvents.com and come enjoy some great drinks, great vibes, and even better comedy. Highland Avenue Comedy at Hub City Brewing Company June 6th at 8 p.m. Be there!
Hey guys, Ray Russell here. Lots of new stuff happening here at WrestleCopia. If you haven't checked out our website at WrestleCopia.com, it's a great way to keep up with the latest episodes of all of your favorite Copia programming, from the Wrestling Memory Grenade to Regional Wrestling with the Territory Talk, the Wrestling Stoop with the legendary Bob Roop, and of course all of those programs also available at your favorite podcast streaming platforms. And if you want to stay up to date with everything going on in the Copia world, all the latest news, random thoughts, fun videos, pictures, and more, make sure to join the more than 33,000 followers over at Facebook.com/Wrestling Grenade. Don't be left out. And last but definitely not least, it's what keeps the entire machine going. I'm talking about Patreon.com/WrestleCopia. We appreciate your support in helping us pay the bills to keep the WrestleCopia Podcast Network running and enabling us to continue to bring you all the quality programming that we offer.
Many assumed that Memphis wrestling was dead when the USWA ended in September 1997. But by April 1998, a new era of professional wrestling in Memphis began. And now, the Retro Wrestling Archive is taking you back to 1998 to revisit the entire run of Power Pro Wrestling, one episode at a time. Every match, every promo, every wild Memphis moment, nothing gets skipped, nothing gets sugarcoated. If it happened on TV, you'll hear about it. Catch the Retro Wrestling Review Power Pro Wrestling podcast, live streaming every Saturday at 10 a.m. Central on YouTube and Facebook, and everywhere you get your podcasts. Don't just remember it, we live it.
Tired of the same boring wrestling podcast? Need something with attitude, chaos, and maybe just a little cussing? That's STSpod.club, and we got it all covered. We've got wrestling weirdness with WTF News Desk, 5-minute time limit, and the Southern fried brain of me, BT, steering the whole ship. We also have Rolling into Mempho every week about the current Memphis wrestling. Interviews, hot takes, and wrestling outrageousness so wild it might get you banned in 12 states. That's right, it's SDSpod.club or search all podcast catchers for Shooting the Shiznit, where wrestling podcasts grow chest hair. Not sure what that meant. Love my mama.
All right, we are back, and right now let's hear the card for Monday night of our Taboo Saturday, which will then roll into Taboo Monday, and all the dream matches that are definitely matches that people called in and voted for, not a card that was already made out. And here's how you know the card wasn't made out. Here's how you know that these are matches that were truly voted for. They didn't even have time to make chyrons. They just had to read the card off. So you know this is legitimate, guys.
Let's continue with this dream card right here. Monday night, Mid-South Coliseum, 7:30 is when everything begins. This is the full card, including the dream matches, which are going to be topping the card. We'll open it up with six-man tag action. Eric's driver, Tony, will be in there with Bull, Payne, and Samantha to go against the new kids, Brian and Tony, and Brandy Wine. A six-man tag team action. That one should be an exciting match for the fans to see to get things going. Then, single match. And by the way, we don't have the listing on the screen that we normally have for you today because we wanted to get last-minute results in. Dirty White Boy will be going against Doug Masters. Masters we saw here in an earlier match today out of Portland, Oregon, and he will be going against Tony Anthony, the Dirty White Boy, in a single match. Dog of War, the guy who came in here looking for Jimmy Valiant, and as we told him, Jimmy Valiant is not here, but he's going to get to face Dirty Dutch Mantell in a single match come Monday night.
And I tell you, he's a strange individual. He's looking for Flea, who he says is his girlfriend that's run off with Jimmy Valiant, but I'll tell you, Dutch Mantell's a tough customer, and Dutch don't take nothing after an off of nobody, I tell you.
You're right. It should be quite a match to see. Dog of War against Dutch Mantell. Texas Outlaws will be going against superstar Bill Dundee and Danny Davis, and we didn't have time. There was so much going on, but Dundee and Davis both got their heads split open at the hands of the Texas Outlaws in the melee which occurred here just a few moments ago. They'll be facing each other. Tag team match, book it, Texas Outlaws against Bill Dundee and Danny Davis Monday night. Then, now this one looks interesting here.
That's a dream match.
This is a dream match right here. Handcuff match. Well, we had the handcuffs out here, so I guess promoter decided we'll just continue with a handcuff match because you, the fans, have said, yeah, we are going to go along with Jeff Jarrett and Robert Fuller's request. We want to see him go against Embry and Pritchard. Tojo Yamamoto will be in Embry and Pritchard's corner. But look at this. Here's a little extra thing right here. There will be key holders for the handcuffs in each corner. And the key holder for Embry and Pritchard will be
Dirty White Boy.
The Dirty White Boy. And the key holder for Jarrett and Fuller will be
Driver Tony.
Eric's driver, Tony. Interesting little twist right there with the handcuff match. And again, the dream match, Embry and Pritchard going against Jeff Jarrett and Robert Fuller in a handcuff match. Main event of the night. And in this one, boy, we could have really suspected that this one was going to occur. Lawler said it didn't matter how the polling went, but it turned out it really didn't matter because overwhelmingly you fans have said you wanted to see Lawler get his hands on Billy Joe Travis, guitar and all maybe, and maybe Lawler will have a softball bat with him. Get him in the ring for that main event and get some revenge, not only for what happened here today, but what's happened in a couple of weeks past. I think it's...
Man, guys, that handcuff match, that gave me some ideas for this upcoming Saturday night at the Trammell household. So I need someone to hold the key. So
I bet you would challenge Samantha to a handcuff match.
Oh, in a whip and whatever, yeah.
I bet you're the type when you get arrested, you look at the officer, you're like, "You're not going to beat me, are you?"
I say I got better handcuffs. She goes, "What?" No. I say I got a key for those. So, yeah. Y'all want to hear about Memphis Mid-South? Oh, first we got to decide. I'll shut up. Go ahead. We got a bunch of other stuff to cover. I got excited, y'all. I told you I was fired up at that red dress the wife was in, boy. Woo! Mercy daddy.
All right, handsome Jimmy. Hang on a minute. All right. So, yeah, the first question's always, what was your least favorite part of this week's show?
You know, as bad as the Dog of War's acting was and looking for Johnny Valiant, then he's looking for Jimmy, like maybe Gary. It had entertainment value to it, and I laughed my ass off. I've watched it years ago and laughed my ass off. Like I like that part of it. It's funny to me, but I don't think that's what he was going for. But the worst that to me personally was just what we just talked about was I didn't know that there were two brawls. That's how blended together this shit was by the end of it. They had some good stuff on this episode, but once it got to that first brawl point, it just kind of melts on the canvas, you know.
I agree.
Yeah, least favorite part of Jerry Lawler and that horse shit he did. Yeah, there we go. For like the third or fourth week in a row, I'm hating on Jerry Lawler. So
he's gonna cut another promo on you if you keep acting like that.
Speaking of this past year, that was the most listened to in the last 12 months. Is Jerry Lawler calling me a fat piece of shit? So go out of your way to listen to that one.
I misunderstood. I thought you said that was the most agreed with thing.
Oh, maybe it was. Maybe that's the reason so many people like it. They probably got their own sound bites from it.
My least favorite part was Doug Masters. I'll listen to Jerry Lawler mark out for country music stars all day long. And like you said, Josh, Dog of War was not entertaining in the way they intended it to be, but it was still entertaining.
I agree.
And I felt bad for poor OTD Steele. You don't want to see. We've seen a lot from him in these shows between 93 and 91. You don't see a guy get his neck broke and then picked up and body slammed and elbow dropped. That was terrible. Favorite part of this week's show?
Mine is, where we bring me down with the softball for 3 weeks in a row, and then he brings out the autographs and Jerry the Mark Lawler, and that's what it was designed to do, probably. Yeah. I mean, it was designed to be happy, but I was angry. And by the switcheroo at the end, where it's like, this is what's happening, Billy Joe comes out there and destroys it. And Michael St. John tries to stop him from ripping the program. You get back, Michael St. John. Like, I love that shit. It was good shit. And it really sets up this main event. Because like I said, they spent like 15 minutes on this shit. I love an invested angle.
It was my least favorite part of the show, but as the end result, I got to go with Josh, where it was, I'm so sick of hearing about this. And then as soon as Travis walked out, I was like, oh, this is going to get good. I didn't see the softball bat part, and I did not see them destroying the car and all that ahead of time. But I love that stuff. And I've said it like 3 times. But my favorite part is I'm going to shoot your brains out. So I just love that. I'm going to shoot your brains out. So, yeah, that's my favorite part.
Yeah, just specifically when Billy Joe comes out, sits on the edge of the desk and says, I'm gonna have to tune this guitar up here, Dave. You mind if I tune this guitar? And just immediately starts slamming it. The look on, like, you almost think that Dave and Michael St. John wasn't smartened up to what was going on here. Because they are way better actors than Dog of War, because they both look genuinely shocked, like Lawler is going to kill you. Like literally fucking kill you. So
and stuff. The camera pans and Bull Payne's holding him by the legs in the ring like it was all a plan. I love that shit.
Yes, because you're thinking, how is Lawler? I mean, he was whipping Bull Payne's ass when they cut to Billy Travis, but yeah, that's what it is. He's just holding on to his legs, and that's all it takes to keep Lawler away. So yeah, good stuff. Well, are you guys buying a ticket to go see the Dream Match card?
I don't buy the Dream Matches one fucking bit. There's no way that, they probably wanted people to call in just to see how much participation they could have and what truly they should go towards. But it wasn't figured into this shit. Nobody's talking about some handcuffs and shit. But the main event alone, I think, will be awesome. I got to be there to see Billy Travis get his ass whipped.
I'm going. You got Jarrett and Fuller against Embry and Tom Pritchard again. Lawler and Billy Travis when it comes to the main event. I'm excited. I'm going.
I'm going to go, and I got to say I'm surprised. Now maybe I'm jumping ahead. Maybe this is going to happen next week or something. But with him busting guitars over Lawler's head twice, and now him busting up Lawler's beloved guitar, I'm surprised this wasn't like a guitar on a pole match or something. Shit,
so this is probably coming next week.
Yeah, so that Lawler could bust one over Billy's head. But yeah, we probably got a few weeks of this ahead of us. So
I thought the lumberjack guitar match was about the peak of the guitar.
Me too. Jeez. But he was building all this up to do that angle. 3 weeks he got to talk about that horse shit. So
somebody must have got an inside track on like cheap guitars from somewhere, because I mean Billy's broke half a dozen just himself, and I'm guessing half those guitars had to have gotten broke that week with the freaking guitar lumberjack match. So
I might reach out to somebody and ask about that. I mean, I know somebody that's broke a lot of guitars. He may have an answer to that question.
But what's weird with Billy Travis's shit though, they're all like different guitars. Every week a different design, a different shade or something like that. So I think he's just going to Goodwills or pawn shops.
He could be.
He's stopping at every thrift store they pass from town to town and just throwing them in the trunk, just piling these bitches up. Because in these Power Pro shows we're watching, he's averaging 2 guitars per show. He's breaking one in the beginning of the show and then coming out at the end and breaking another one. He's done that like.
I want to endorse First Act from Walmart. Good stuff. Breaks over the head easy. First Act, Walmart.
All right, BT, tell us what happened.
Mid-South Coliseum driver Tony, Bull Payne, and Samantha, which I found this to be a strange 6-man tag, beat the New Kids and Brandy Wine. Tony Anthony drew with Doug Masters. I guess Tony didn't want to squash him in the first match. Dog of War, instead of beating Dutch Mantel, Dutch said, fuck it, I'm staying home. He beat Brian Kelly. The Texas Outlaws beat Dundee and Davis. Jarrett and Fuller went to a no contest with Eric Embry and Tom Pritchard. And Lawler beat Billy Travis by DQ when Embry and Pritchard interfered. And they were in Louisville on Tuesday. They had Davis draw with Tony. Travis, what I love about Danny Davis, he just wants to work. That's all he wants to do is just work. And he will draw with somebody the first match. Yeah. Davis beat Dundee. Embry and Pritchard beat Dutch Mantel. And so Dutch showed up the next night. Jarrett and Fuller beat the Outlaws, and then Jarrett and Fuller DDQ with Embry, Pritchard, and Lawler pinned Travis. All right, so I found something that I thought was interesting in Observer, and it might have something to do with Eddie Gilbert not being here. And I know, Gene, you know more about this than I do, but apparently Gilbert backstage asked Lawler about Memphis wrestling. They were doing a taping for WCW, and they were going to do a USWA angle in Memphis. According to Gilbert, he went and asked Lawler about it, and Lawler apparently was upset. He was probably going to have to do a job for Lex Luger. That's what Gilbert said anyway. Lawler then got mad, and they told Jim Hurd about it. Him and Jarrett did. They believed Dangerously, or Paul Heyman, had told Gilbert about it, and that's why Gilbert asked Lawler about it. Gilbert says he didn't. And then Heyman got suspended for it, but then they brought him back. But What was your thought? Did you hear about this? Because I haven't read the complete book on Eddie Gilbert. So was this in his book, and this is what happened?
I don't think we even talked about it in the book.
Oh, okay.
Because it was like a lot of it was
convoluted.
It was a big hoopla in the newsletters.
It was.
I think a Resi had Eddie Gilbert on his radio show talking about it. And but apparently, and I think even Jim Ross has confirmed that there definitely was going in 91, there was definitely going to be a Luger versus Lawler unification match. And I think they had kind of went back and forth on. I think Lawler thought he was going to add the WCW title to the mix. And I guess maybe in the initial setup of this, they really hadn't talked about who was going over, because I guess they were already kind of at the point there was a bit of a standoff on who was winning, but nobody was supposed to know about this except Lawler, Jerry Jarrett, and then what's his head from WCW? Jim Hurd. Just a very small circle of people were supposed to know. Then all of a sudden, Eddie Gilbert walks up and asks Lawler about it, and they were 99.9% sure that Heyman had to be the one to tell Gilbert because Gilbert wasn't talking to Jim Hurd.
Right.
So I don't know if it was Jim Hurd who called it off or Lawler and Jarrett called it off. I think it was Lawler and Jarrett, from what I understand. I think I remember Scott Bowden talking about this on Between the Sheets, that was kind of Lawler's out. Like he already was thinking about pulling out because he kind of figured out he wasn't going to be winning the title. And then they were like, oh, y'all can't keep a secret. This was supposed to be a secret. And y'all done went and, told people, no, we're not doing this. We're not working with y'all, and just pulled out of it altogether. But yeah, I mean, Gilbert talked about it on that radio show. He definitely did go ask Lawler about it. I don't think he confirmed he got it from Heyman, but they were still somewhat tight at the time. So he probably did. And Doug's like, dude, I don't really remember. He's like,
yeah, he said that on the radio show, he said he didn't get it from him. According to Gilbert, he only asked Lawler whether WCW was taping television in Memphis and whether Lawler would wrestle Lex Luger. So Lawler got upset, and somehow the blame shifted to Heyman, even though Gilbert said Heyman never told him anything confidential. Where the hell did he hear from it, So, yeah, it was a big hoopla in all the Torch, on a Resi show, and in Observer that week. Dave did like 3 or 4 pages on it, talking about how upset he was. And this is where Dave was a Hurd fan up until this, and he kind of seen what Hurd was all about, just believing. But I mean, really, who told him, Yeah. Who told him about it? And yeah, the plan was to do the taping, and they would do a tournament, and Lawler would win the tournament and later lose to Luger in the big NWA or USWA versus WCW unification style match. So yeah.
Well, it wouldn't have to be a DQ because Lawler, especially if they did it in Memphis,
Yeah, he didn't want to do it. He didn't want to do it because he was still in that damage his image, being the king of Memphis. So he didn't want to lose to Lex Luger. So
yeah, well, can't blame him there. So there you have it, folks. So we had a couple people on Patreon mention that they liked it in the old USWA shows, and we would kind of recap things at the end. So we'll just kind of touch on a few things real quick here. So where this leaves us after this, now Lawler and Billy Joe Travis is our top issue. They're officially locked in together, which has pivoted Embry and Pritchard to be locked in with Jarrett and Fuller. Got the Dog of War here looking for Jimmy Valiant. So that means surely to God, Jimmy Valiant's going to be coming in to wrestle Dog of War. And oh my God, won't that be a match and a half? I mean, if somebody just pitched to you like, hey, remember that biker guy that jobbed on, in Dallas all the time? What if we brought him to Memphis to feud with Jimmy Valiant? Like, hell yeah, that'll draw.
They're bikers. That's going to be really a big draw, right?
Yeah, it'll be the battle of the bikers. And,
Flea on a pole match.
Yeah, I don't remember. I'm interested to see if Flea surfaces and what
she looks like.
And what she looks like.
I'd laugh my ass off if it was Sweet Georgia Brown. That's who he was on TV with. Kissed her.
Did I say I like Sam and them chaps? Did I say anything about that?
I think you mentioned something.
Oh, all right. Just making sure.
Big fan.
I want to put that in the recap.
Jimmy Valiant made her kiss Dave as well.
It was almost like he was her pimp or something. It was
Flea.
uncomfortable. Eddie Marlin gets assaulted. Well, he's still in the mix here.
Knocked his neck brace off.
And now all of a sudden Dundee and Davis, I guess, perhaps are in a feud with the Outlaws. I don't know. Could just be a one-off thing. Who knows? But yeah, I'm like Josh. Like, I'm guessing that there was some kind of maybe some way they could gauge where the phone calls came from to see where the TV penetration was or something. I don't know, but it certainly did nothing to affect his card. I knew that would pop BT there. It would fall in line with his other thoughts for the day. So if BT's in heaven right now, he's getting to see Samantha on this show and the Power Pro show.
I just want you to know, Josh, the version of Samantha on the Power Pro, it's extra large, and I like it better. I like it better.
She's a big mama.
Ooh.
She's stone cold over on that show.
Yeah, she's stone cold.
She's handing out stunners to people.
She's got a good tan though. She's looking good.
Who is she with? By herself?
She's just by herself so far. She's coming out there every week asking for a job. I want to see Randy Hale. Hale.
Was she with Dundee at this time?
I think so.
I'm thinking
sure.
too.
I think I know so because when Needham was telling me about Dundee getting the call from Randy about Austin Idol no showing, he was with both of them at the same time. They were grocery shopping or something. I don't mean he was with both of them. Like, boy, wouldn't that be a threesome?
I bet he was smiling. Wait, no, that we're talking about Mike Needham.
God damn it! I'm gonna break your nose with a clipboard like BT.
When you smile, motherfucker. That's the worst Bill Dundee accent ever, but that's all I can say.
And so, lastly, well, I'll mention this off there. There's no need to tell you this on the show. So, all right. Anything else before we wrap up here, guys?
You want me to do the plugs real quick?
Plug them up.
All right. We do Shiznit Minute every day about the current wrestling scene. We talked about Backlash today. Remember, we're doing all episodes of Memphis in May. That's right, Memphis then and now. Rolling into Memphis this week. The TV show featured Eugene and Marco Stunt. I'm not going to say anything else. That's Memphis
Eugene.
Me and Marco Stunt was in Boonville last night for EPW.
Awesome. I care about P3 Radio 4 out of 5 hoots. Good show. I think I missed it. You know, they had the best of last week. The name of the show, episode 457, was Sucking Side of the Wall. Just say that. I want to tell you there's a few things that Richard just.
Can I ask one question? This won't count against your minute.
Go ahead.
The way the title was worded, what did it say? Sucked, and then in parentheses, inside the wall, or was it one sentence?
Oh no. We laid out pretty much the dynamics of a glory hole. You're either on the sucking side of the wall or on the receiving side.
Some days,
and we laid a business model.
Some days are diamonds, and some.
Oh my God! All today. All right.
It was funny. It was a running bit the whole time. We did the sucking side of the wall. Richard does not understand birthmarks. We had some more puking crap talk. He told the same exact story.
Verbatim what he said 2 weeks ago before the
exactly.
He told his sickness again.
You should have put it over. Here's the thing that I gathered.
I shut up the whole time.
I gathered was that he was washing his underwear in the sink. Why don't he just put them in a damn fucking wash machine? I don't know. Richard does not understand glory holes either. But he was really considerate of the girls. If you'll notice what he says, you can tell he's kind of considerate. He asked Josh if he knew what was in bologna, then spent a bunch of time talking about bologna and baloney.
Showing me videos and shit. I'm like, dude, I don't want to know.
I don't care.
I don't want to know. Well,
and then he talked about baloney propaganda. They had a rabid beaver. I've had rabid beaver a couple times. Richard compared Playboy magazine girls to Ken dolls when it comes to genitals. He said it. And the last thing, I'm not even going to tell you what this is about, but if you're married and you got a girlfriend, ask her the eye or the brown eye and see what she says. That was P3 Radio for the week.
My goodness. Well, BT, why don't you help Richard out and explain to him how those glory holes work and explain to him that it usually ain't girls on the other side of that thing. He might want to consider that before he business one.
He was worried about the thick. I can't believe I'm saying this, but
how thick the wall is?
Yeah.
The thickness of the wall. He goes, they got to be hung to put their thing all the way. I'm like, it's just a piece of paneling. That I've been told. That's what I've been told.
Well, we were thinking that it was, a standard 3-inch thickness wall plus sheetrock on both sides. I mean, come on.
I don't even know if we can let BT keep reviewing P3 Radio on this show. You might have to go to Patreon for the review of P3 Radio.
I'll have to start talking about that. No, we're going to review baloney propaganda. We'll be talking about. You could tell Josh was pissy a couple of times. Number one, he's tired of hearing about the puking craps. You could tell. And then when he started talking about baloney, it was like, Josh said, no, I don't want to see how it's made. And Richard just went ahead and did it. So fun stuff, fun episode. I listened to half of it one morning, half of it another morning. I was just laughing every time with the bit about y'all went back to the glory hole bit a couple times. No pun intended.
Well, you're always going to go back.
Always going to go back to the glory hole.
And with that being said, make sure you check out RetroWrestlingArchive.club for all the content that we provide over there, the different podcasts. Of course, this podcast, which this used to be exclusive. The audio of this show used to be exclusive to WrestleCopia. It no longer is. So we're starting to put season 1, 1993 up on all of our podcast feeds. BT is starting to push it through on the STS pod feeds. Of course, you can find the Power Pro show on there. You can find Beyond Wrestling with Rob, as he has, man, he's on a tear. He's got some really fun interviews going on over there. And of course, the Continental Show, all the different shows we have, you can find them at RetroWrestlingArchive.club. And we'd really appreciate it if you joined our Facebook group, Facebook.com/group/Neutral Corner Lounge, where I don't know, we talk about all things wrestling, and you can come in and give your opinions on the shows. You can come in and tell us, hey, would you have gone to the Mid-South Coliseum? Who would you have voted for in this poll? What do you think? Where do you think Flea and Jimmy Valiant are right now? And how good was that Dog of War promo? You can give your opinions on glory holes and baloney if you want. Anything you want, you can talk about it. There's no rules over.
That's our new podcast coming with the P3 Radio and BT, glory holes and baloney. There we go.
Yeah, that's going to be the name.
We're calling ourselves PP Radio.
When I help BT write his life story, it's going to be called Baloney and Glory Holes. The BT.
Is that you're going to come to my funeral or my
calling it right now?
I figured it would be From Arkansas with Love.
I worked my brains out by BT. Patreon.com/Retro Wrestling Archive. Patreon.com/Shooting the Shiz in that.
Only $3, guys. Come on in.
Oh, he's undercutting me.
$3. No, I want to I undercut it so they can subscribe to both of them. So there we go.
Well,
for only $8.
$5's low enough. We're not cutting our prices over here.
No, that's okay. It's okay.
Damn it,
you son of a bitch.
All right. Well, that's going to be it for this week. So for BT and P3 Josh, I'm Gene Jackson. We will see you here next week for another episode of the Retro Wrestling Review USWA podcast.
Love my mama.
If you love old school wrestling, the Retro Wrestling Archive Patreon is where the real treasure is. Get early access to all your favorite Retro Wrestling Archive podcasts and articles before they hit the public feed. Unlock exclusive Patreon-only shows, watch-along videos, and bonus content you won't find anywhere else. And coming soon, the Retro Wrestling Archive Google Drive is expanding in a big way with even more classic wrestling footage, rare media, and archival material for true wrestling history fans. If you're serious about preserving the history of the territories, this is where you belong. Join the Retro Wrestling Archive Patreon today and step inside the archive. In a business built on secrets, some stories were never meant to be told. But now, they are. From Memphis wrestling icons, Dangerous Doug Gilbert and Tommy Wildfire Rich, comes the podcast that not only pulls back the curtain, it rips it down. Real stories. No filters. From wild road stories to the truth behind the headlines, this is the kind of locker room talk you won't hear anywhere else. Dangerous Conversations with Doug Gilbert and Tommy Rich. New episodes weekly on YouTube, all podcast platforms, and early uncensored access on Patreon. Look us up on DougGilbertPodcast.com.
To Japan, every tale, every stitch, dangerous conversations, you don't change this.